Now, it angers locals, costs thousands of pounds to clear up and is a source of pollution. But did you know that fly tipping is also having an impact on our railways?
Yeah. Over the last 4 years, Network Rail says it's received nearly 4,000 reports of rubbish on the railway network, causing signal failures, delays and even accidents. Tim Moffat has more.
Cans, nappies, car tyres, settees, general rubbish, washing machines, mattresses.
As Matthew and his team know too well, railway tracks and the land next to them are for many places to dump rubbish.
Sofas, chairs, picked up over 200 bags of dog faeces and nappies that had been thrown into the track.
We're in Orpington in South London. When rubbish is reported near to a railway track, it needs to be cleared as soon as possible.
Matthew, what you got here?
Gas cylinder. We're just finding more and more of them. Just in this short area now we found 5. It's what the children are using nowadays.
To inhale sometimes?
To inhale, yes.
Because if this found its way onto the track, what could happen?
A lot of damage. They could cause an explosion, derailment of a train.
So when items find their way onto the track, you can see that if a train was going past, it could be really impactful. And some of the items that we see deposited on the track, trains strike them, it's extremely dangerous to the driver and to the passengers. On top of that, even when trains aren't running, items that fall within the trackside circuitry, they can interfere with the conductor rail, and they can actually cause us to actually delay trains, and we can't run the service at all. Fly tipping does cause rodents to get attracted to the railway, and when they come, they can chew through cables as well, and that interferes with the signalling equipment. So you can see that litter and the operational running of the railway are intrinsically linked.
Network Rail says this illegally dumped rubbish near Staley Bridge in Greater Manchester was infested with rats. Clear-ups cost it millions of pounds each year.
More worryingly, I think, for me, is that 25% of people, 1 in 4 people of the younger generation, don't actually see this as an offence. They don't actually see it as an illegal activity at all.
Kids can see something and they think, oh, I like that, and they'll go down trying to get it. It's a live row out there, it's so dangerous. Who don't realise how dangerous it is?
Who leaves a mattress by railway line?
Fly tipping. Finding it more and more.
And you're wearing gloves? Why do you have to wear gloves?
We have to wear these gloves because we've come across needles being poked in the mattresses. So when you pick it up, you've got a chance of getting a sharp in you.
What do you say to people who are doing this?
We have local tips, and I'm sure the council, if you phone them up, they can come and collect it. Don't just throw it over and cause more problems for other people and put people at risk.
Well, Tim joins us now live from King's Cross Station in London, where the impact of fly tipping is on display for everyone to see this morning. Hi, Tim. Morning.
Yeah, good morning to you from King's Cross, one of the busiest stations in the country, and a pretty eye-catching sight for commuters this morning. As you can say, these are the sort of items which Network Rail says are often found by railway tracks. We saw some of them in the report. We've got some others here: a dishwasher, pots of paint, a lamp, all sorts of things, a trolley there, a washing machine. And the idea is to really bring home to people just how much stuff is being dumped and the damage and the kind of chaos it can bring about. Kevin, you're from Network Rail. What's the idea behind this? What do you want this to achieve?
Well, fly tipping is a scourge on our society. It's a scourge on our communities and neighbourhoods, and it's a scourge on the railway. It causes thousands of hours of delays to trains and to our passengers every year. It costs us millions of pounds every year to clear up. Today, we'll be going to 3 sites like this, somewhere in this country, clearing up rubbish like this that's been dumped on the railway and causes problems and delays for our passengers.
Now, according to your research, younger people are less likely to realise that dumping rubbish is actually a crime. I mean, what does that tell us, and what do you feel about that?
It's really surprising, isn't it? You'd think the younger generation would be more aware about environmental sensitivities, and of course they are. But what they don't realise is that actually fly tipping is a serious crime, carries a penalty of really hefty fines and even in serious cases imprisonment. So it's no laughing matter, and we need to, people who are out there who see things by the line side, please report it to us, because we can get out there and get it sorted. We're getting much more successful at prosecuting people. There's evidence left in these dumps there. We can find out where and who's been doing the dumping, and we will prosecute.
Now, there have been more cases, haven't there? So what are your plans? How are you going to stop it?
It's an increasing problem. We've seen an increase over the last year of almost 5%, and it's going up. Over 1,000 sites a year we're clearing up across the railway, costing us millions of pounds, and of course, as I said, to delays to passengers. But we're getting better at spotting this. We're using modern drones for aerial footage and aerial surveys of our line side, and we even have hiding CCTV and hidden cameras to catch people at hotspot areas. And if we find them and catch them, we will prosecute.
Do you think some people just don't realise that not only is it bad for the environment, it does delay trains and puts passengers at risk?
I think you're absolutely right. People think it's a victimless crime, and it's not. It causes thousands of hours of delays to train services, affecting hundreds of thousands of passengers every year because of people carelessly dumping stuff on our line side.
Kevin, thanks ever so much indeed. Well, it's a pretty startling sight, isn't it? And as Kevin says, these are the sort of things which are regularly found next to railway tracks, and for so many people it just seems there is this lack of realisation as to the danger rubbish like this can pose and the delays it can cause as well. As Kevin was saying, thousands of hours of train delays caused by rubbish like this. So it's certainly food for thought. It is hope for many people who are walking past here this morning. It's a pretty eye-catching sight.
It is. Tim, thanks very much.